Hi folks, we are coming towards the end of the semifinals in the 2024 Thrones World Cup, and so the two pairings we have been covering are Austria against Catalonia and France against China. And in the meantime, China has won against France now because it's 5-1. The deciding game, or the one that got China to 5 wins, was covered by Hannes earlier, so I will put a link in the video when it's on YouTube in the description to that game if it's available, so you can rewatch it. It was an excellent game actually. I watched it a little bit on my phone, and they have another game coming up which now is not going to be decisive. So it's we are here, right? It's Lin versus Djokovic, and this is going to be Tyrell versus Baratheon. But let me just see first of all if anyone would like to join me on commentary. Okay, Connor says possibly in a while. So in the meantime, let's have a look at the two decks. Or actually, first of all, let's just see if the players are super punctual this time. No, okay, practicing. Yes, so the Tyrell White Book. Well, I played Bar Assault at Stalek because I expected a lot of Tyrell White Book and I thought I had a decent matchup. Then I went 1 out of 2 against them in the tournament. So the problems I had, and they are present here, Hollow Hill. So the one I lost, Hollow Hill, was just an endless supply of characters, and you could never do Heresy because they simply got the characters to replay, and they have all kinds of econ here. And then Political Disaster was in that one, and it's here as well. So you can get rid of all the locations from Bar Assault. So that plays Throne Chamber, Storm's End, Red Keep, whatever. And the econ, right? You can't, if Political Disaster hit, you can't just have a duped armor there or whatever, or even an unduped armor that you keep and it provides 3 gold. So those are really tough counters, and King in the North is another one. Then you have White Swords, which cheats characters into play. Of course, you have Tourney, get some Green Apple Knights, get some Barista and stuff like that, and you can close, and Heresy is the reset. Do we have anything that we need to mention? One Nightmares, there's Pinch, that's not so important. Milks, you can get that on Delena, that's pretty decent. Sweet Sleep to protect from traitors. And oof, 2 copies of Begging Brother in this one, so it's not all Knights. Plays Begging Brother, which yeah, can ruin some things as well. Can ruin Melisandre or Eldon. Triggers can ruin Imri. So honestly, this is in terms of counters, it's above average. Stops Bar Assault pretty well. Now, what can Bar Assault do against this deck? So traitors, if there's not Sweet Sleeps, you can put them on characters that are supposed to do big power challenges like Knight of Flowers and Baristan. Then you can dominate that. You have Storm's End here, surely, yeah, to turn challenges into power, either to make them fizzle or to push your own through. Okay, Dominance is a little bit slow, Red Keep questionable, and the rest is econ. Then we have some Milks, of course, and we have 1 copy of Celice in this one, which needs everything except Marjorie, so that could be decent, but there is a little bit of jumpers going on as well, right? Do we have Hightower Knights here? Of course we do, yeah. And Osmond as well, plus some shadows. Then we have Delena. So Delena stops the agenda. If she is in play, you cannot. She's passive as well, so Cat Nightmares her, you can only, or Begging Brothers her, you can only milk her. Really, all try to get rid of her, you can pinch her. But otherwise, she stops the agenda, so can't just do a big double challenge with Knight of Flowers and Baristan to go super quickly. Meister Coleman, interesting. That works on Sweet Sleeps. That could be interesting if that's in play. Red Priest as well can intercept some cards, but that really only works early in games. There's 2 Imris, Eldon of course is here. And yes, unfortunately no Old Bill Bone. That's another pretty decent counter that I have 1 copy of in my deck, but not here. What do we have for plots? Pretty standard. There's at the gates, so you can go Gates of the Moon and try to survive Political Disaster a little bit better, and there's Late Summer Feast if you can delay it. siege preparation is really slow against the deck that's trying to beat you as quickly as possible, or at least a few plots in its tourney territory, right? And then it has the Harris, which should be good. Brand the Builder, but yeah, all of that, I think Lin will just let all of that happen and then play Political Disaster, right? So that could be tricky. And this one has a Clash of Kings, which would be important. Now, what's missing compared to my plot deck here? I wonder. So I had Feast for Crows, okay. And I had Trade Routes. Well, actually, against the Political Disaster deck, Trade Routes sucks, so that's probably good. Some decks in the past have played Duel. Actually, here would have been pretty nice, okay. With Knight of Flowers and Baristan, the Nil doesn't hurt, but one dies anyway, so it could have been a good plot, but it's not in this one. So let's see. Has it started? It has now. So we join it. I do not have the decks. I don't have an extra screen to check the decks mid-game, so I have to rely on memory, or maybe I can open something in the background. So we start with Hightower, not with Arbor or Redmine Straits, and Marjorie is here. But so is Delena on the other side. And the card in Shadows, Natural Shadows card, which could mean Black Cells and or Shadow Priestess. Black Cells, of course, I forgot to say, is yeah, can be a good counter. You can play it on one of the King's Guards that was potentially going to stand. So those are important for Djokovic to get into play, but well, some of the locations are dupable, to be fair. You can play duped Black Cells, duped Storm's End, and then Political Disaster, not so bad, but not so easy. And do we go Gates of the Moon, or now that Tyrell has not started with an econ card? Well, yeah, it's kind of hopeless, right? White Swords puts a Tyrell card anyway, and here goes Hightower immediately drawing, so may as well focus on your own side and just play Gates of the Moon to overcome that minus from the agenda. Big storm happening. Hopefully won't cause any problems. Well, we do have the gold for Shadow Priestess and another 3-cost card. How about playing a nice Red Priest here and taking that Bounty of Highgarden out of the game? That would be an interesting play, I think. Or maybe a Green Apple Knight. Yeah, a French Bara deck is the only Bara Assault. I think you could argue that it's the only Bara Control as well in the entire tournament. I think probably Italy would have to be considered that as well, but yeah, between Brotherhood and Kohor and the wars that Austria plays, that's already 13 constructed decks out of the 19. Actually, Scotland played the super control-y Hollow Hill, so yeah. Bara Control kind of not so represented lately, but with the restricted list killing off Bara Kohor and Bara Brotherhood struggling in this tournament, I think the constructive rush Bara decks are in an even worse position now. So if anyone wants to play Bara at Worlds, I think you have to go, well, either control or something new. Something in the middle would be interesting. The deck that James Walmsley played, Filthy with Kingswoods, is interesting. I wonder if that still works. So Bounty wasn't removed and it's causing problems already. The Knights have assembled and we have a duped Old Town, which is going to be passive power plus draw. If Black Cells is one of the shadow cards, it can try to lock Marjorie. Hollow Hill in there as well, I mean, It's going to be so tough. So black cells is here. And it does stop Marjorie, okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to get the board down a little bit before black cells can do anything. The problem is if you do that now, let's say super early Dohaeris, there's going to be 3 characters kept, and Hollow Hill will find something that's playable, and White Swords is still there. So you absolutely cannot pull the trigger too early, and then the power gain will be happening if you don't, because now military will go through for sure, kill one guy, power you have to oppose probably, and then dominance and Old Town. It's 2-0, you're winning on the board as Tyrell, so yeah. And the card in shadows, 0 gold, so probably unless some kind of additional high tower knight comes into play, there won't be gold. Otherwise you can trigger maybe high tower if you want to do a pinch as well or something. Well, it's draw, but there's no arbor. Bounty 1 spent. Yeah, but I mean, you search for green apple knight. And that's problem, can't even black cells it, have to kneel it. Or you search for begging brother. That ruins so many things really. So do you want to kill Alistair here? He won't even trigger to kneel something actually. Or do you kill John? Problem is John's forced interrupt isn't helping you. Just going to give Tyrell cards, which they need because they're down on cards. Yeah. Waste of Alistair, but even if he triggered, I mean... Okay, could kneel this guy and then you can defend power with the other two, I guess. For what it's worth. So, 1-0 this, of course Hollow Hill first. Unless you know for sure with Old Town, then Old Town in dominance after it. And if it misses, you know the card on top. So Sir Parman Crane does have a renown. It's going to draw Hand's Judgment. He does have renown because Bryce is a Rainbow Guard character. It's very Dohaerisable as well, is Parman. Two maidens, and this time Bara can go second. Yeah. I have to Dohaeris them away to stop just a win on tourney at some point, and of course Lin knows that Djokovic has to Dohaeris sooner rather than later and will just delay tourney. Now this deck actually can also spend tourney and not win, right? Get let's say renown on this guy and one of the hedge knights or Bryce, and you keep those 3, and then you still win because Baratheon and Knight of Flowers have printed renown, of course. It's not like one of those Tyrell Lion decks with Boros that goes from 5 to 15 in one round, but then if tourney doesn't go through, then characters basically leave play because they come in with Boros and other effects, and then some don't have any, or most don't have any additional power gain. I mean, there's no renown on those generic knights, and then that's your chance gone. You can do your little aggro with Robert Strong and stuff like that still. But this one I think can, even if a tourney doesn't completely close, you can just play constructively from then on with your big bodies, and you're fine. Some connection problems. I can't really complain, because last night I had horrible lag in the friendly open event. Sure, I got on people's nerves. So this is, oh, he's finished marshalling. This is now Djokovic's turn. So card in shadows and has the gold. Now what would be good here? Even Silisi is not that good, because there's now 2 cards in shadows and some gold left. Really like to probably get some kind of magical Silisi on the Clash of Kings turn or something, or opponent's turn. Faction card is Nelt. Of course, Silisi clashes with that, so that's why usually decks don't play her. I played for a long time one copy of the core one, because if you're playing characters like Fiery Followers and the Relore Infiltrator, I mean, it's those are just for the Relore trigger with Melisandre, and may as well play a copy of Silisi then, who can, with a bit of luck, even use her ability sometimes. But I think deck space defeated me in the end, and had to take her out. The 4-cost one does nothing, so yeah, copy of the 6-cost one. I mean, it won France the game against us in round 2, I think, or was it round 1 in the group stage, because she nailed everything when Bara Kocher was had a lot of renown in play and could have had a good round. So we have Shadow Priestess for the biggest knight, I guess, and we have Black Cells on Marjorie again. Is it the biggest knight though? Could you lock a renown character instead, or Bryce? Those two that are Kingsguards. I mean, they can't stand at the moment because of Delena, but don't know how reliable that is. That could very well be a pinch in shadows, or a nightmares available as well. Eldon can stand Black Cells, but I doubt the other card is 1 cost. Could be, I mean, it could be a traitor. Stand Black Cells, bring a traitor out on Bryce, and lock one of the Hedge Knights or whatever. Again, there's no claim soak. It's awkward. If you kill the Shadow Priestess, that's your intrigue icon gone, and that's a free challenge because of Black Cells at the moment. Assuming no Mandon Moor or something like that in shadows. So it's going to oppose, not giving any free power away. And kill what? Is it time to kill John, maybe? Yeah. Well, that is an interesting situation. Both players draw. Okay, I thought I was sure Bara was going to, but not sure about Tyrell because I mean Tyrell has that hollow hit and a bunch of cards, so putting some pressure on with power gain would have been a possible choice here. And you have to panic a little bit more with the Harris, and that's what Tyrell wants basically, because once that's gone, Bara kind of doesn't have any way to stop it anymore. What do we have here? What do we have? A bounty into Robert Strong. Ugh. Disgusting. This guy just comes out and kills. Oh well. Nothing you can do. The new Stark Roose Bolton that's coming out in the next 3 packs. So at some point is also has a similar ability that kills out of shadows. Yeah. The Scene in Flames could have been played before to stop Bounty if that was the threat, but you see Hand's Judgment, of course. I mean, I've never seen a deck that plays Hand's Judgment not have Hand's Judgment against my events, really. There was another funny incident last night in the final game of the Friendly Open event. Maybe, won't spoil it for you, maybe I'll show you that game at some point. I have to record commentary. Maybe we could even, since there's going to be some gaps between games tonight and I'll be bored, maybe I can show you that recording live. I can commentate on it. Green Apple Knight found, and now we can do a quick count. So we are on 5, and if Green Apple Knight is in play, that's 7 knights, that's 12 power, plus it does 2 challenges, so that's 13. You only need 2 more, and you still have Old Town as well. So,
hello.
Hello, is that Connor?
Yeah.
It is, okay. Yeah, you are probably just in time to catch the final nail in the coffin here.
That would be Tony, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to win if it's not the Harris, so I don't know what you
Yeah.
do as Baratheon here. Unless you magically have Silisi and you go second.
Yeah. Yeah. A Salice into something like Varys would do pretty good. But I don't think that's the thing that happens in Barra Assault.
No, Varys. Although, okay, both players hold it back. Well, Miranda Builder into
Which
Political
means
Disaster is not too bad, but yeah, a lot of power gain will be happening this round as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
So next round Tony will be countered by VD then, if we get that far.
yeah, you could still. I mean, if Tyrell gets some power here, again, let's say Renown on Parman and just some unopposed or whatever, power claim, then you could just try to play White Swords, get a Barristan in or something and forget about Turney when you're winning anyway.
Which version of Jamie does this deck run?
I think there's 2 copies of the one with the military and the intrigue icon.
Okay. Yeah, 2 challenges with a Green Apple Knight with Jamie would be good, but obviously we're not seeing that.
Yeah, so if this was Turney, let's see, so would be 1 gold less, so let's say everything spent. Yeah, it's not quite 15 unless there's more surprises, which there could be, to be fair. Could have a High Tower Knight come in as well at some point.
Yeah. So it's 7 if everything goes in for military, and then an extra 1 for the Green Apple Knight's intrigue. If it was Tony.
Yeah. Of course, I'm sure Baratheon here will do something at least, right?
It
Okay.
has to have some answers. There's one.
But that spends most of the gold, so probably no. Well, for sure no Shadow Priestess as well on top of this, so 1 can be knelt. At this point, Green Apple Knight doesn't have Renown, but it can do challenges just freely, and I assume with Black Cells there capped, there is going to be a traitor or a milk from Shadows.
Milk, yeah.
Milk on Green Apple Knight is not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Still Eldon then, so at some point, when it's really urgent, could try to get 2 Black Cells triggers with him.
Yeah. A sweet sleep in Shadows would be nice, wouldn't it? A sweet sleep and a milk.
Yeah, or a Rose Road.
Yeah.
And Marjorie is going to clear her way for some unopposed.
If this, yeah, it works the same. If you do a military, you kill the Shadow Priestess, you're still getting 1 challenge unopposed.
And at least no pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no time to play around with Chamber. It's the only copy though, so that's gone for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Hasn't triggered Black Cells, so looks like it's going to keep the card in Shadows for this round.
Yeah. Or use it to do a power back, but then you're just giving away more unopposed coming through. Okay.
Well, what's the plan there? Because, I mean, if you're going to do Harris, Melisandre and Eldon kept together are better than Melisandre and Shadow Priestess.
Yeah. What's to say there won't be a pinch now if you defend with 1?
So even with the traitor, can't really stop it, and there will be stand, of course. Yeah. Yeah, now I think Lane can play tourney regardless, right? If it's into the Harris, I mean, from 8 to 15, he can try to do that with the knights he marshals post the Harris anyway. Although Melisandre Neil plus Black Cells, maybe with a reduced board, it's not going to be so easy. Maybe he holds it back. I mean, there's no urgency, right? He can just play whatever plus. He can play King in the North if he likes. Just wait it out.
Yeah. If you place the high risk, you keep 4 knights, and then you replay Bryce, I guess.
Okay, so we lose Bryce, so that's there for White Swords at some point, and so could be Jaime Lannister, and Ghost is gone. Yeah, it's king in the north, so he's held it back. And now that means also no tricks from Bara this round, unless it's Lisi. And even Begging Brothers can't get her. Although you can't kneel Marjorie. Which is interesting. Marjorie's ability also still works because she's a queen.
Yep.
So 2 more plots for Lin before he has to consider his own Noheri. So that's Turney, and the last one I believe is another white swords. Yeah, should be. Perfect plots, really. If you could take plots from your entire collection just on the spot, you would take those two. Yeah. So did he go for the 4-knight solution?
No, he
3.
went for 2 knights and
2 knights
Marjorie.
in Marjorie. Okay, because Marjorie's ability in this round is okay, and yeah, he's going to get about 6 more before he has to turn, or before he turns. So yeah. Surprised Old Town is standing. If you're going to play King in the North, maybe trigger that in taxation. Although it's a bit of a spoiler, but not so much. I mean, you may as well trigger it in taxation. There's no downside, so you could routinely be doing that if you like. There we are.
Okay.
Come on, Bara, let's have a Selisi. Or if you have Selisi, do you wait for turn and hope for a miracle?
There's no gold for her.
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we wait for turn and hope there's no begging, brother. 38 cards left in the deck. So chances that Selisi is even there are
Slim.
not the
Yeah.
best. Yeah. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. Marjorie can pull one in to clear the way for some unopposed, and Parman has Renown. There will be some unopposed. No power to steal. Former champion also has Renown. It's going to be close. It's going to be something like 12-13 for Tyrell, I think. Or maybe we finally see some of those traitors. Because there's only 3 power icons, and probably Marjorie isn't going into power.
No, she probably pulls Angai in on an intrigue.
Okay. With 0
Okay,
gold,
yeah.
can you protect this guy? Difficult.
So it has 12 for power with Angai not being pulled in, but I think Marjorie now pulls in Melisandre, or even just pull the Bannerman in, right? Marjorie and the 2 Apple Knights pull him in and win the challenge regardless.
Yeah. So if you just did power with Marjorie and everything defended, Bara would win by 1. So here we go. Okay, intrigue first. If they then do military, then may as well kill the Bannerman.
Yeah.
Although if you do spend everything to make sure you take him And Bar has stuff left standing. Bar can do power back.
Yeah.
But spends Shadow Priestess, so that's one down. Yeah, Red keep another slow card that, yeah, there's absolutely no time. I mean, without political disaster, you'd have so much more gold to play out some of those cards, but not now. Okay, so to kill or not to kill? I think you defend with Fickle Banner when you defend with Angui, okay.
Nine. So you can get to 11 if everything if both block for the 12 now if everything blocks the power against what 12? Sorry, 6, 11. So they're winning the power challenge.
Yeah, but if all three attack, then may as well defend with Fickle Bannerman.
Yeah.
And then you take him back for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, if they all attack, Mel will get pulled in. You defend with the Bannerman, you can do one back. Oh, the agenda. So little Parman will stand.
Parman will stand, okay, that's 3 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
well
not going to
then.
bother.
Okay, interesting. Because that was doable, right? Pullman is Sandrin, Fickle Bannerman has to defend, otherwise it goes to the other side standing, and Angu is weaker than Parman.
Yeah. Now there's
Okay.
only 9
No,
on the other side.
there's no power to steal anyway, so.
Yeah. There's 9 power on the other side, though, so. Military Vanguard might as well. Parman's going to get a renown for this, right? No, there isn't another Rainbow God.
Could spend the Green Apple Knight as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to use the stand on this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Shame Delena's dead. I missed it, but I'm going to guess Robert Strong in like round 2.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
it was there wasn't even the gold. Just played bounty to get the Robert Strong gold and killed her. Nothing
Yeah,
to
it's
be done.
always a nice surprise.
Well, it looks like this one's going to go to China, honestly, at this point, and I think at least it's going to be 6-1 or something at this point. Yeah, 6-1, and then that means France doesn't have to look back at all the super close games that could have gone either way, because it's not that close in the end. Really hurts
Yeah.
if it's close and you just needed another one and you start obsessing. I know that's happened to us quite a bit throughout the tournament.
Hindsight kind of gets you a bit, right?
Yeah. Okay, so actually I overstated it earlier when I said it's going to be 12, 13 for Tyrell. It's only 10, but now it's game over unless you specifically draw Silisi.
Yeah. And if one of the cards in hand isn't a Begging Brother.
Yeah, you can try Clash of Kings, I guess. Although, what's the gold? Still, gold sucks, so can't even play Clash of Kings. Have to play Late Summer Feast if you want to do
Yeah.
that. The thing is, I know there's an incredible urge to go first when you reveal tourney, but there really isn't any reason to do that. May as well go
No,
second.
unless you've got the Begging Brother and you fear a Elise. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Just not bothering, just white swords. Okay, so we're gonna get Jamie or Bryce?
Well, Bryce gives Parman
Bryce.
Renown, and Jamie gives, well, potentially Green Apple Knights
Yeah.
Renown, or...
But they have to attack alone, so you might as well go with just Bryce, right?
Yeah, it's a power icon as well, which is Bara
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
No Silisi. Well, he's been holding on to some of those cards in shadows for a while, so maybe now is the time to spend everything. Surely have to be some shadow priestesses and traitors there. There could be an Imri with the 2 locations.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how it went at Stalik for me basically. So I had 2 games. One was I didn't have dupes for locations like Djokovic. Basically, what happened to him here, very similar. And Political Disaster was played round 3, somewhere around there, and I could never recover, and just basically Tyrell kept repopulating like Lin has done here. Very similar, could be basically a copy of that game. And then I think it was in round 7, when I desperately needed to win, I played against a very similar deck, and for some reason Political Disaster didn't hit there. I had some dupes, so I survived it okay, and it was just very playable from that point. And then I had an Imri trigger to win the game. Has to play with that lone Gates of the Moon and 1 Black Sass. It's not bestowing
Yeah, that's
the
a rough
bannerman.
time. So we see 2 Shadow Priestesses and a traitor, maybe?
Just a bit of a strength boost for everyone.
Yeah. After one of my games in the World Cup, I have grown to hate the Ghost of High Heart. And there's the begging brother. Okay.
Still hasn't played an additional econ card, so it's going to be stuck with 5 gold on Clash of Kings round, if there is a Clash of Kings round, which I'm guessing now probably not.
What's his other option?
Let's see. What hasn't he played yet? Siege preparations.
Oof, so he's 3 gold. Is it 4 gold, right?
It's
4.
3 plus 1 from Gates.
The one from the gates, yeah.
Knight of Flowers, well, that's gone now because the White Swords has been played, so good for him. Melisandre Nil will get cancelled, of course.
Yeah.
So this was this played from Shadows? So Black Cells
Yes.
should trigger from this then. On what exactly? Parman? Marjorie, former champion?
The biggest power icon. Which is Parman. And Bryce.
Marjorie, so probably at this point there might be a traitor there. Try to control the power challenge. And by the way, there's 16 minutes left, so Tyrell could just do some little challenges here and not worry about anything that much, and it should be good enough. Although there is now 2 renown on the power challenge for Bara and Clash of Kings still. I mean, in a crazy world things could happen, I guess, but I imagine if you, let's say, Begging Brother is spent, somehow there's a mass nil, and then, although that would nil your guys as well, to have Melisandre Silisi standing, let's say, and Clash of Kings revealed. But no storms, and there wasn't any time for any of that.
No, it's a really it's a rough matchup, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's some answers, right? Traitors on the big power icons, and you have Storm's End to stop some stand, and you have Delena to stop most stand, and you try to win that way. The problem is this particular deck, with the addition of Begging Brothers and Sweet Slips, is particularly annoying, and plays both counterplots, plays King of the North and plays Political Disaster. Still can't push this through against the Begging Brother, although at this point it's going to save the gold for something that really ruins the game, which this is not.
Uh, yeah.
Hmm. Can't imagine the hand's too good, so let's see. Storm's End, yeah, no, there wasn't ever going to be the goal to play Storm's End.
Nope. Not against Swarm. Like, it's just not happening.
Would have been nice though. Imagine having one of those rounds like last round, basically, where you just focus on the power challenge and try to do two back. Problem is with those fickle bannermen, it's a little bit awkward. You can do a fake one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe something better was drawn now.
Probably the Salice he needed at the start of the round. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway, the Begging Brothers there now.
Yeah, could still bring a milk out though.
Yep.
But then also the other card in Shadows needs to be a Rose Road to have the 6 gold you need.
And then it's a DQ because there's 3 in the discard pile.
Is he playing any Dragonstone ports? Not sure he is.
I don't see them much in decks like this. You see the encampments and then just anything with a gold modifier, right?
Yeah, I played 3 actually. Just you play a little bit on the board, right? You would play some
Yeah.
random Acolyte of the Flame or something that you pay for, and you need a bit of tempo. Can't just be playing Rose Roads and High Roads and stuff like that. Because Econ is a struggle anyway.
Yeah.
Third Green Apple Knight. Well, now Barak has basically initiative with Clash of Kings, can choose to go second, can top deck Dragonstone Port, and no, cannot put it in through Shadows because it's you need the faction card need for Silici, but okay, you can just play it out, and that should be the 6 gold you need, right?
Yeah.
Good. So
In a perfect world,
oh, but
that's what happens. Begging
we,
Brother just goes no.
yeah, we failed to play Milk, so oops. I think Tyrell could have gone quicker here if they needed to, because now it looks like you just need to hold one more plot and get to the other Harris, but really, no. Nowhere near. Okay, it's going
Yeah.
second.
Ooh. So, one big military challenge with all the knights?
Well, if they're all standing, once we get to the military, to the challenges phase, it's over for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this might be one of the last times we see this. We'll cover this deck in the final as well, hopefully. I'm not sure if the other pairing still has this, but now, of course, the new restricted list means you can no longer play. Oof, just in case, you can no longer play Green Apple Knights with White Book, right? That's the pod.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. It's been
It's
here
efficient
for
enough with the plot, right?
yeah. I mean, this deck has been here for something like 2 years. I mean, unchanged, super strong. The only reason it's not been nerfed more is that actually not winning any major tournaments, but it's always there about. So it's one of the most present decks. Never goes away. It's like Greater Filthy. So it was about time to just try to do something, get Tyrell to play other stuff. Of course, some people are saying that Tyrell also needs other cards because the other decks they have are struggling. I'm not so sure, but it's kind of fair enough. Some of their strategies are not working. That new toys with removal from the challenges are not really competitively viable at the moment. Ladies
There's
haven't
just
been a
not enough
thing for a
support for them,
while.
right? Yeah.
There's Imri. Uh, you can milk both Bagging Brothers, but it won't make any bit of difference because you have two locations. Not sure what else. Randall Tarly decks have disappeared. Although those are not nerfed that badly. They've lost Golden Grove though to abuse Old Town. That was the high point. Can still get some crazy reach decks, I guess. Haven't seen people trying that for a while.
It's
Hello.
like hello. It's like everything that's not OP. It kind of comes in, has its time in the sun, and then buggers off again.
Welcome home, Sarah.
Hey. So just coming in to see that
That one big
Germany
41 strength military challenge.
Yeah.
In the name of your oh no, never mind. The faction card's now.
Yeah, unfortunately, and couldn't bring the Carhold out of Shadows either. Was a Dragonstone faithful. Well, well, well. I mean, you could have that in the name of your king here, play it, and it wouldn't save the game at all.
No, it wouldn't matter because then there's just a big intrigue challenge of both Green Apple Knights. It's done. What you needed was Forgotten Plans.
Yeah.
Or can't hold or the Acolyte, the Nefarious Acolyte.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult to play Forgotten Plans. It's difficult to play
Yeah.
any 4 gold plot
Yeah.
in a deck like this that doesn't have
Yeah,
a
but
really strong
there was
ability.
even 2 natural renounce, so even that wouldn't have helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
So there we are. It's 6-1 now. So one more game to go, and guess as I said earlier, at least France doesn't have to worry, doesn't have to obsess and wonder about what could have gone better for them here because it's not that close. I think the matchups honestly were not great to begin with, and then they lost a couple where I thought they may be favorites. So that was just at that point not salvageable.
Yeah.
And do we have the last one scheduled? I don't see it. Have we missed one in the meantime? Let's see, I'll check which games were supposed to be played and maybe it rings a bell which one we haven't seen yet.
So
So they have
I think
their
this is the last one,
Fall
right?
of Hill Greyjoy in the other way. France and France and China.
So Hero against Thegars.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember seeing that anywhere, so possibly that hasn't been played yet.
Yeah, I think that should
It
be
says
the one, if I'm not mistaken.
it says it has been played though. I'm looking at
Oh.
Tawny Grounds.
Okay,
There's only one question mark, and that's this game.
and who won the game? Was it France? Okay.
So we missed that one. Okay.
So it's 6-2. Yeah. Well, so congratulations to China making it to the final for third year in a row now, or fourth year in a row. I think they won two and then lost to France last year. So four in a row, I think, for them. And
Yeah,
Austria
congratulations.
and Catalonia in the other one. Not sure. Can we click on these and see? Yes, we can. So Austria was in the final in 2020, so the last one before the pandemic, I think, or was it during? I'm not sure. Lost to Germany. And Catalonia always doing well, but no final for them yet. So best they've done is semifinals last year. They lost to France.
And they're a bit behind now in their matchup, right? So Catalonia has to catch up to Austria a little bit to make it interesting.
Let's see if we can get an exact score. I think was it 3-1 at some point. So they have 4 games left. So we're looking at around 9. So that's 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-1 for France, for Austria. Sorry. So yes, Catalonia has a couple of favorable matchups, but so does Austria. So I expect games to be shared roughly from here on. So Catalonia needs to overachieve a little bit, win one of the games that's questionable, and then they can possibly make it.
But
Just
is
pray
Austria
to the
already
deck
on
gods.
4 or on 3?
3-1.
3.
3-1, okay, sorry.
So I think that's coming up. So it's now what? Oh, don't have my watch for some reason. Let's see. It's
It's
5
6
p.m.
now.
6 for me, which means 4 p.m. GMT, right? And that means the next one is coming up in an hour. So an hour from now we have Marcel versus Denis, and then there will be an hour's break, and then 2 back-to-back. So we can cover all of them, I guess. I see if maybe that break between 5 and 7 here, there should be an hour's break. I'll maybe take advantage of that and show you last night's friendly open final if I can.
If you're gonna
grab
be
it.
showing that, I will be there to shit talk you the whole time because that was absurd level of complaining before the tournament and then just winning, so I have to do it.
Sure, you can if you like. Yeah, I'll show you that. I'll have to get it transferred here so that I have it. And I have an hour now before the next game starts, which means I will be here uploading all of the videos we've recorded throughout the week and all that are still missing. So that's what I'll be doing, and then we'll go live again for the evening games. So thanks guys for joining me, and yeah, see you soon hopefully.
See you later.
Okay, bye bye.